today's session our expert is Mr. Rohan Rawat, famous motivational speaker, style icon, entrance exam strategist. He is a multifaceted personality, India representative educational partner for Georgian College, Ontario, Canada. He is also a trade commissioner for fashion with Indian Economic Trade Organization, IETO, and an animal activist, among other things. He has been associated with Ignite India in various social awareness activities. In this session we will be discussing about creative careers in the design, art, architecture field. If you wish to join our online class, please call on 9972046911. Please check details in video description. Let's start the session.
Hello everyone, this is Krishnanand Singh from Ignite India, and today we have Mr. Rohan Rawat, and we have here along with the Rohan Rawat all the future designers and the architecture with us, though they want to know their future. And if you are the one who is writing the exam in 2021-22 and you are looking career in design and architecture, so this session gonna be very impactful for you. So welcome Mr. Rohan Rawat, a trade commissioner or a fashion icon, or he represent India in Georgia College and many of the other tie-up also you have. Welcome Mr. Rohan Rawat. We are very happy and delighted to welcome you here.
Right. Thank you very much, the whole Ignite India team, and especially Mr. Krishna for welcoming me and helping me to share my knowledge and my experience with all the young future designer and the creative people which are looking for the creative careers. And I think because we have a very small session today, so I will try to give you as much possible update I can with my experience of traveling across the world, with my experience working with different brands and different companies all together, right? And I think it's a great evening to start with. And it's a wonderful opportunity created by Ignite India at this virtual platform of helping us share our knowledge with all the young talented students. So I would just like to share my screen with you so that you understand the kind of creative career in the design industry, because it is not just design, but there are various design specialization which are really doing really good. And these are, I think, according to me, the 9 really creative career which is very high in demand right now, especially looking at the quarantine and looking at the COVID-19 situation, right? So for example, graphic designer, right? So graphic designer, I'm trying to adjust this situation, because I think now we will, whatever new designer, new projects, new things that will be coming in the world, that will be a new phase for everyone. So you could have a new world after the COVID-19. So I think graphic designer will be really high in demand, because we could really understand that students and parents, you could also see that students are not only playing the games at home, but a lot of even the IT, the graduates, and a lot of companies have taken PlayStation and the games for a free time so that they could have a change from their working culture. So I think graphic designer plays a very vital role when there is any making of game development or a graphic or a particular graphic is made. And also you could see everything is becoming online, right? So there is a huge role that graphic designer are playing. For example, I had a meeting when I was talking with when Flipkart was there in Bangalore, and now Amazon is growing really big. But there are a lot of other startups which are happening all over the world which really need graphic designer, because every day they put a different graphic, every day they put a different content. So there is a very good mix of graphic designer. It's a huge possibility. So all the social media promotion, for example, even the picture which is made for this particular campaign, the virtual event that we are doing for Ignite India, is also made by a graphic designer. So you could see they are not just needed for only designing game or graphic on the website, but they are also being very good used for marketing collateral, product illustration, brand identity, website making, and it is really growing really fast. Then I think the next field, according to me, is user experience. So particularly you could see that as a huge thing now, even on the virtual designing platform, right? We could see the virtual reality, not just in architecture. I will try to show you a London-based company which is really, really good at the virtual design. So I will share the example of that particular model later. But it's a really great industry because everything is becoming virtual. Specifically at this time, if you can go to the mall, virtually select your product, it will give you a different aspect of feel, right? So I think it's a huge industry. And then the photographer. And when I'm talking about photography, it's not just because we think photography is just that, you know, you click normal photos. But now it has being a very powerful tool because we have seen even in social media posts, in social media campaign, people respond more to the posts which have more photographic content. So digital photography, product sale, Photoshop, social media. For example, there is a launch of a restaurant. So there will be a person which will be covering the event, plus there will be a person which will be helping them with the food photography that they will be using in their menu. Interior design, I think it's a huge scope because architecture are the people who make the building and they create a lot of job for interior design. And there are very good new software which is made by the graphic and the user interface, wherein they give you a virtual reality tool for your interior design. And I think interior designer is not just is involved in the developed countries or developed states. For example, in Bangalore, we have the satellite, area which is Yelahanka. So there is a huge need of architect. There is a huge need of interior designer, and same goes for all the areas which are already developed. Because I think every 5 years people go for renovation, and everyone is trying to make their home as an e-home. The new services, so everything is coming up. So I think interior designer is a very growing field. Multimedia and artist and animation, so a lot of graphic design, motion graphic, and a lot of Mac, Maya, and these all things are there because a lot of comics and different platform. So again, the multimedia people and graphic students are there, which helps. So art director is, again, I think it's a really great field. And art director, I just don't even cover a person who is directing the whole campaign, but it also includes the fashion designers, because they're also art director who give the birth to the fashion. A fashion designer can be an entrepreneur which is running his own brand. A fashion designer can be a fashion stylist, a fashion blogger, a choreographer, a backstage management director. Advertising and promotion manager, I could see that nowadays everything is on social media. All the design and the website are done virtually. There is a new concept of everything is on the app. So earlier, if you could just imagine a world without Uber and Ola. So how we used to commute. So this is not just an app content person who has made it, but there are graphic designer, there are user graphic people, there are advertising people who has made things so easy that people are able to understand what is the feature of the app. Then again, the fashion designer, which is not just come into the sales support, because a lot of fashion designer, when I'm not talking about entrepreneur who will not start their brand, they work for various brands like Madura, they work for Arvind, they work for various other brands. Under big umbrella, they work for sub-brands. So it's a really, really good industry and a really creative industry, because we could see with the new generation, it is a very fast-moving industry. So designer has a lot of work. Now film and video editor. So there are a lot of short video, short movies which are made, which is not just for movie, for entertainment, but there are a lot of social work video. There are a lot of videos. You could see a lot of, so you could see the growth of Netflix. You could see the growth of Prime. You could see Z5. You could see Hotstar. So these all people have a huge capacity because people are shooting series, people are shooting various things. So I think these are the top 9 fields according to me right now, which all the youth are really liking and has a great future on this.
Thank you, Mr. Rohan. It was really a great information. Well, before taking a parents or student questions, I would like to know the few more things about you, which you can share with our student and you really can inspire them. You are a trade commissioner of fashion. So what is this platform is, if you have to tell the students, and how you guys work?
So I think the trade commissioner of fashion position, because when I was in NIFT, so I really remember when we were working on the internship with the Arvind model, right? So we have come across a project for Bangalore government, which is Nama Khadi. So I'm sure everyone know the brand. I
I
think
do remember.
is in the Whitefield Mall. I don't remember. I cannot recollect the name of the mall.
Yes, 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 yes.
Fuji is a
We were in
Japanese
Delhi.
brand. Yeah, Fuji is a Japanese brand which is very expensive and which is made of natural cotton. But we never knew that it is actually made in Bangalore. So Bangalore has a project called Nama Khadi. I think NIFT Bangalore is the place wherein they are the one who launched it all over the India, because we make a cotton which is dye free. So there will be a lot of people, because I think the future of design is not just to design new things, but also to design products and attire which is friendly for your skin. So all these Damakha projects, and I think these all projects have helped me learning about the various opportunity, not only in India but abroad, because the abroad companies are coming in India and launching that. And same way the Indian companies and Indian students get the same kind of benefit when they go abroad.
So Trade Commissioner of Fashion means, like, you guys have a worldwide platform where everybody is connected through the government, right?
Yes. So we do a
Thank
lot
you
of
so much.
Arab and African and the other countries. I'm
Yeah,
also the country representative for Georgian College, wherein we recruit students for Canada. So I'll just give you a
yeah,
short example. When we were doing, because you said architectural student will be there. So I think it's a
yeah.
huge scope. Talking with one of the London company, because I think there is a huge scope, not just abroad, but in India also, because everyone is trying to build a high-rise building now. Because if you just believe, we used to have a space only to wash clothes at the back, but now that space is not used anymore because those space has been taken by washing machine. So now the new concept is that everyone wants change in next every 5 years, because the technology is going back. So wherever we used to have big TVs, right? The television, it's gone. LED has come. So the space, interior design people have got good jobs. Architecture are making the new home accordingly. So I will just share one example. Maybe I can just share my screen again. Just give me a moment.
Yeah.
I will just open my client website, so I can show you an international example that how exactly, the people are really shaping the career abroad. And these are the emerging trend that I think there is the future of architecture. Because I think we really need to understand the virtual reality that is happening. So a lot of collaboration are happening. The virtual and merge architecture is happening. So people, you could just make a project and you can make a person dream about his own home.
Okay,
We
okay.
brought
So very.
you make the project and you show them on the virtual reality so that people could imagine. It's easy to close collaboration, it's easy to close project once you are able to make that dream project into a reality. So I think the virtual platform is a really great tool for all the architecture, and then we are having great projects which is coming all over the world. Big data for smart cities. So I think big data is also a technical field wherein a lot of design students have shown the interest, because we have to maintain the data and how the smart cities are being made. I think in Bangalore, Yelahanka is the first smart city that will come up. So a lot of big builders are coming, a lot of huge thing, multi-level parkings are being made, which is all made on the big data and the smart city concept. So I think this is really, really good, not in terms of, because see, in India, for example, we are taking, because I know, Krishna, you are based in Bangalore, which is the
Yeah,
traffic
yeah.
of the world. I think a lot of traffic. So I think they all believe now that they have to create something which have more output, more features, right? And
Yeah,
taking less space. So for example, if I ask them to make something in the central Bangalore, it will be very
yeah,
difficult to make a big platform. But
yeah,
a building which is converted into a smart building, they can really do it. So smart home, smart building, then BIM is a new concept which is really, really famous with all the architectural students, which is building information model. So wherein the designers come into the picture as architects, the architect hires under interior designer with them. They also hire product designer, because there could be a e-home or a luxury home wherein a product designer is needed. There could be a
yeah,
document which is required for 3D modeling wherein the graphic design student come in picture. Then the
yes,
construction comes in the picture. Then the big data come wherein they create the time frame of the communication. So smart home which is connected from your phone. So you forgot to switch off the light, you just switch off the light from your smartphone, no matter which area of the world you are. Now, these are also the few concepts that the students have made, and these are the projects that we portray, which is like the parametric architecture. This is a new concept which is made on the basis of pyramid, wherein everything is revolving, and how we are getting the heritage and converting into a technology now. So I think it is a huge scope of architecture, and architecture, robotics and 3D printers are also doing really, really great all over the world. These are the example of London, and specifically when I go to Canada and I see the way that they have made the building. Actually, every building is made, all the parkings are made to make someone life easy, not complicated. I think we have to use the technology in the best possible way. You could see when you go to, for example, UB City, there is no parking guy. You just go punch in, take out your slip. Once you go out, just put your credit card, tap it, and you just exit. So I think this is really, really important to understand the scope of this creative industry is vast. As if in the previous session, I gave you the example, it is not just luxury. It is all the basic thing that we do on the everyday life. When we wake up at home, we wake up from our bed, which is made by a interior design guy or a furniture design guy. We go to our washroom, which is in the building, which is made by an architect. We use our toothbrush, which is made by a product designer. We buy the because there is a design guy which is giving the message.
Yeah,
and this is a new conceptual city, and the vertical city, which will be there, the high-rise building will take over everywhere. And I think this is a very important topic, sustainability, that now after the COVID-19, everyone is trying to create a product which is environmental friendly. So I think this is a really great concept which is coming through design industry. And I'm sure with all the design aspirant, we could understand that you can take it into a next level and make a best benefit out of it and create a world as a better place for living.
Thank you, Mr. Rohan. It was very important. But at the same time, I know Rohan, who is a management guy, who is a design field also, is the trade commissioner of fashion. So what is the future in management? Being to designer, we have discussed, so students who are looking maybe in future a master program. So what do you see their future? Because you are associated with so many colleges in Georgia and then Australia, Europe. Yeah.
So I think, see, management is a really, really important factor, because no matter how good you are a designer, unless and until you cannot manage, you can't be a good entrepreneur. So I give an example of a fashion designer, but if he can't manage his own brand, so to be a good manager, if you're doing a management studies, it is really, really important. Like I travel abroad, I go to Canada, I understand, but when we talk, what we carry with ourselves is the experience of working in Indian industry. I go to Canada, I come back, I share my Canadian example, right? That this is really important. I think this is a tool which helped me doing my management role in a much better manner. So I think for designer and for a management student, a student are specializing in luxury brand management, because you could see in India, everyone is now focusing. There is a huge different target audience which are luxury brand. So a lot of students are doing their MBA in luxury brand management. A lot of are continuing their courses in technician or technology. I will just share an example of my own college which I represent in India. So this is our department of architecture.
Austin Boyanju, faculty at Georgian College, and I made this today. I'm working on a design of a two-bedroom house, which is developed on 2 levels. Main level with a living room, kitchen, and breakfast area. And the second level, full-size bedroom, the other one for one single person. Working in architectural design requires a good understanding of the 3D space. And we can do that as designers, but when you have tools that allow you to understand how the actual design is reflected in real space, this is a very valuable tool. So we can do it in Revit with its own tools, or we can do it in virtual reality with additional hardware and software.
So this is like one program that we run in our college in Canada. But why I have given this example, if you really understand, in Canada, it's a country wherein the population is very less. So we could see a lot of new immigrants which are coming in Canada, Australia, New Zealand. So the demand of architecture and demand of design students are really, really high in abroad, because they have just started to have the new population. So Canada is the second largest country in the world in terms of space, but the population is as less as Delhi. So Delhi is more populated than the whole country as Canada. So the people have started migrating, and you could see there are a lot of students which will have a great career if they shift, if they plan their higher education abroad. Because these are all the concept which has been really well, mixed with practical experience as well as the case studies and along with the knowledge.
Yeah, really good, Rohan. But I would like parents or student, you can ask about your questions are here in the chat box. Meanwhile, I do have a couple of questions from behalf of students. So what you see, being many times the students having these questions in mind, should I go for NIFT or NID or architecture or IT started a design? So because you are into designer training, management training, so what you see where you keep these colleges? Being a NIFT, and if somebody asks, I will talk about NIFT, but and again, request to all parents or students, you can ask your question in chat box. Another 10 minutes, we have a question session. Yeah.
I think NIFT, NID and IIT are a great brand. I think when you carry these brands, you are really, really valued, because we have seen a lot of alumni of these three particular institutes which are really doing great in the world. So if you see half of the Google team, they are all the designers from NID, NIFT, and all the new students are from the IIT. So you could see that how Indians are really doing good in all the countries is not because of the brand we carry, but what we learn in this particular institute. Because these are all government institute which are really, really good and are, because this is a very different industry. Design is a very different industry. I'm sure it's very difficult for parents to also understand that this design has a very good scope. That's why I give you a very generic example of our everyday life, that our life revolves around a designer. I'm wearing this shirt made by a designer. I'm wearing this suit made by a designer. I'm wearing a watch made by a product designer. I'm traveling in a car made by an automotive designer. I'm going on a road made by an architect. I'm using a highway made by an architect. So you could see there are a lot of opportunities, there are a lot of jobs, there are a lot of things, and specifically when you go to these particular government institute, I think it gives you a value add, because these are government funded institutions. So they are huge in terms of trust all over the world. And also when you go for your placement, it gives you an added advantage over any other private firms, because these are well trusted in India. Everyone know, because all your future designer, if you see all big designer in the world, specifically Indians, they have all passed out from these institutes. Maybe you can go for your higher education later and have a master degree.
Well, Mr. Rohan, I can see a couple of questions in chat box. What you see the career of interior design in India, and how the worldwide also? And you can take some of the questions which is there in chat.
Yeah, okay. So that's what I said, Krishna, on the session, that this is a developing country, right? So it's not just in world. India itself is a developing country. You could see all the old things are getting, they are shaping it new. So all the new high-rise building are coming. There are everyday new retail brand which are coming. So there is a huge need of the interior designer. So for example, every Diwali, every 5 years in Diwali, there will be a person in India that will be renovating the home. So they will only need the entire interior design companies to help them for the interior. Everyone, the whole pattern is changing, because everything is coming small, right? So earlier when we made house, it was according to the old television. Now it's all according to the LED. Earlier we used to use desktop. Now everyone used laptop. Earlier we used to have big product, but now everything is getting into a smaller size with more features. So everything is getting redesigned. So I think it's a huge scope for interior design, not just in terms of housing, but in terms of retail, in terms of the cafes, in terms of the new offices, because now the new offices are made creative.
Yeah.
So this could be an assignment for all the students and parents. Just Google about the Google office picture. You will see it is look like a restaurant. It will look like a color combination of the theme. I'll give you an example of a play school wherein my own son go. It is very colorful because when you go, you should feel like that you're coming to a positive environment. There has to be a learning. So now all these concepts are coming, which is increasing the demand for the interior designer.
Well, so how you see the international, like, collaboration with India? Because of this pandemic, maybe the Indian market will affect also. So how you see the, like, because being an interior designer, any kind of a design, how you see Indian market?
I think, again, see, it's a creative industry. So I think the most important thing right now is after the COVID, there will be a new world. So everyone will stop luxury product. They will be focusing, making their own home, because I'm sure no one has stayed home so long as in this COVID-19. So only now we have realized the importance of balcony in our home. Now the importance of terrace in the apartment. Now we have understood the facilities that one should have at home and what are the basic and how environmental friendly it is. So I'm sure a person who have got 5 plants at home, they have a time every day today to go and water those plants, but that gives them positive energy. And so everything is going to change after this COVID-19. There will be huge foreign investment that will be coming in India. I'm sure everyone can understand that everyone is trying to boycott China. So the only they will have the economical, I never call it as a cheap labor. I said economical labor will be India. So they will be setting up the factory, they'll be setting up a new unit. So I think Make in India will have a really great impact now, specifically in India.
Yeah, again, the next question is future of product design and designer in India.
I think
we are already discussing.
Yeah, so product is something, every time you do a new design, it's a problem to a solution. So design is something which we are already giving a better version of an existing design. For example, I take an example of automotive industry. So every year you could see there is a change in the feature of a car. It's the same car, but we add on the feature, we add on some products. So for example, there was a car which didn't have the rooftop. We included a product which is roof. We designed it new and launched it in the market.
Yeah.
So it's not just specifically that you have to design something exactly new. It could be something that you are working on a previous existing design and making that design a better design.
Yeah.
So so a lot of architecture, now you could see there is a lot of new products which are made for sanitization. There are new products which is made for the medical equipments. So every day I think product design is a really, really good field because every day the design is changing. For example, I took an example of iPhone. So people wear the strap of iPhone in hand and they jog, right? Because I'm sure someone sorted out a problem that once they are jogging, when they're going for a workout and they're listening to the music, they were not able to carry the phone. So they made the wristband that they could just put the phone there. Now people created earpods. They created Bluetooth headset because people don't want to get wired. So I think all this technology is giving a birth to all the new product designs.
Yeah. So there are a couple of questions in chat box if you want to take anyone, because we are almost about to
see that going abroad for master in any design field, it's a great opportunity. However, it's not possible for everyone to finance themselves. So I will just give an example, like I told you about the Georgian College. So we are a government funded college. So our fees is somewhere around 7 to 8 lakh rupees, wherein most of the students take an education loan. And abroad, all the students work part-time. So there's a culture is different. So like when I go to Canada, I don't see students working part-time because they need money. Because they need to understand the value of working. And everyone work 20 hours per week abroad, so they are able to take out little expenses on their own. And you get a work permit after when you do, for example, when you come to Canada, for every 1 year course, you get 1 year work permit. So when you work for 1 year, you easily can take off all the expenses that you've done in 1 year. And specifically when I'm talking about working part-time, so when students come abroad, it's a culture that everyone is going abroad. Krishna, trust me, when I go to all my conferences abroad, they tell me all the that, Rohan, what is the best thing for Indian student? I said, what? They said gossiping. Because in India, a teacher goes out from the class, we start gossiping. I said, why did don't they become bloggers? You know Malini, right? She's a Bollywood blogger.
Yeah.
She got about a movie and charged 40 lakhs. So what we do, I'm not saying that you start gossiping now and you all become bloggers, but you need to understand what you're good at. If you're gossiping, maybe you have a good communication skill. So whenever a student works part-time, they do internship, it is not to make them earn money while they are studying, but to help them understand that how to work under someone, how to work in a team, how to coordinate with different people, and how to work in a team. It will improve their leadership capacity, it will improve their communication skill. And I think it's the most important for everyone here, whichever curriculum, whichever field you plan to take. I'm sure that Ignite India keep getting you different mentors, but you need to also do your research on your own. So for example, if you're talking about one industry and you like it, please Google about yourself, make Google your best friend in this quarantine.
Yeah. So
see what is happening all over the world, see what is the scope in India, and then choose your specialization in your bachelor's.
Well, there are many more questions which will take later on, or else you guys can join the 7 o'clock session. I would like Rohan to conclude and give the good luck for these kids, because they will be writing the exam next year. And before that, I just want to add on for all of you, whomsoever is your mentor, maybe Nidhi ma'am from Pune, Rimjim ma'am, or me, Krishna, or Gaurav, Aryaji from Bombay, because here right now we have a student from different places. So all of you can connect your mentor. 7 o'clock today we have one-to-one and in a group discussion with your mentor and our team. So there we'll discuss about your career aspect or questions are. Rohan is here as a industry expert, and he's having a kind of a versatile profile. So I just want Rohan, if you can conclude and say your wishes and what do you see the Indian market and the students are in, just in a 2 or 5 lines, something if you want.
So I was just reading the question also on the chat window by the time you were concluding.
Yeah.
Whether you do fashion design in India or abroad, it's the same thing. It just, when you go abroad, you get the abroad exposure. When you travel, like I travel everywhere across the world. For example, when I go to Canada, what I bring back from Canada is the exposure that I do in Canada. I understand the work there, how people are working part-time, they're supporting their education, no matter how rich they are, they're down to earth, they are focused, and they are all in the practical education. So I think this is really, really important. I think one message is for sure that I would like to give it to everyone. It doesn't matter whether you crack the best institute or you are at the lower ranked institute, because no one can stop you being successful unless you don't want to be successful. So believe in yourself, keep hard. I would like you to research on your field. Try to watch a lot of YouTube videos, try to have some mentor, try to have some idol that, okay, for example, I could see a lot of question on the fashion design. For example, everyone know Manish Malhotra, who was never a designer, he was a fashion stylist and now a fashion designer. Read about them, learn about them, that how they have become fashion designers. See about Arvind, Mudra, so that you understand there are not just opportunity all over the world, but also in India. And all these brands are only sending people abroad, and people are getting international exposure, coming back and giving back to the society.
Great. And that's what even we believe what Rohan said. Today, Mr. Rohan is here. We would like to thank you from Ignite team. And we all are here to help and guide you. The first idea what we have is, doesn't matter what you can afford, which college you can go, where you can study. Make yourself strong, and that's what Ignite team also believe. We don't believe you to abroad in study in abroad. We were giving you a one picture in this session to get the idea. So in India there are many colleges, maybe the college in your hometown, there you can study, and we'll be always there to help you. We have so many free videos on our Ignite India channel, and the many more experts. Mr. Govind will come here, the known Indian designer, live today. You can watch his show also. So there are many mentors, they will keep guiding you and mentoring you, and we have our sessions and we have our coaching classes also, which you can join. So that's what overall here, guys. I hope if you have many other questions, you can connect us through our your mentors. I have already announced, and must subscribe our channel and share this video. This will be live again on YouTube, where you can ask your question in chat box. On Ignite India channel, I'll repeat. So there you can ask your question and you can get the answer through our expert. Thank you so much, Mr. Rohan. Thank you so much, entire Ignite India team.
Stay safe, everyone. Stay safe. Stay safe.
Thank you, Mr. Rohan. And
Thanks.
our team, I would like to thank you, our team from Bombay, Pune, Bangalore, and across the India who are here to help.
Thank you, Rohan.
Thank you for watching our today's session. Expert was Mr. Rohan Rawat, famous motivational speaker, style icon, entrance exam strategist. He is a multifaceted personality, India representative educational partner for Georgian College, Ontario, Canada. He is also a trade commissioner for fashion with Indian Economic Trade Organization, IETO, and an animal activist, among other things. He has been associated with Ignite India in various social awareness activities. In this session we will be discussing about creative careers in the design, art, architecture field. Must watch session. If you missed initial session, don't worry, you may watch on YouTube, will available on our channel. Please like video and subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon to get first access to exclusive content and new class announcements of Ignite India Education, the India's largest online design education platform. If you wish to join our online class, please call on 9972046911. Please check details in video description.